Hey, it's Brandon Spillane here to talk about my 2004 Dodge Viper here again behind me. It's been a while since I've made a video, so I'm just going to kind of talk about what my goals are with the car, what I'm trying to do with it, and some interesting stuff. So the first thing, about 5-6 months ago, I actually made the biggest mistake with this car, and I forgot to set the e-brake. So this is my first manual car that I've truly owned myself, and I'll be honest with you, just one of those days where I just totally spaced on it. And then honestly, I really wouldn't think it mattered, but there's a little bit of a slope in my garage. Car rolled into the back of the garage door, and then I came out the door here, and boom, it rode up the back bumper and literally cut the bumper up. So that's on me. That's just being, shit happens, right? So I took the car to detail place, Top Line Detail, here where I live in Indiana, and I was wanting to get the car ceramic coat and PPF anyways, so I took it there to have them look at it, see what they could do from a paint perspective. And basically what we found out was it actually needed repair. Like it was deep enough that this was not something that he was going to be able to fix with paint and correction alone. It was a really pretty good gash. It's very, very small. To the average eye, you're never going to notice it, and I will have to make a video of this in the daylight at some point. I didn't really think about it, so I tried to actually make this video. But, so I decided, you know what, screw it. Let's just do the whole paint correction and the ceramic coat. Let's just get this done and get it over with. So, the car is looking pretty dang sharp, even in the night. So, I love it. They did a great job. It really makes the color pop. With this 2004 Dodge Viper, blue is not a stock color. So this car was actually made silver from factory, and this blue is truly custom. And to my knowledge, it is the only 2004 Dodge Viper that is metallic blue. So, call it 101 if you want, but it's really unique. It means a lot to me. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and I think it just is different. It's not your normal Gen 3 Viper. So, anyways, we got that going on in the back. That's the first mistake. The second thing that's happened, and I don't know how this happened, it's fine when I bought the car. The headlights fogged up a little bit, and I'll be honest, I really just didn't think much of it. So basically what we ended up doing is finding out that it was just general fog because of the heat. It was cold when I got the car. So the couple times I was driving it and once or twice in February, probably 4 or 5 times in March. And by the time April hit, it was going to that cold weather at night, warm in the day. I didn't really think anything of it, and sure enough, I actually got condensation in my headlight. So that's no good. So we're trying to get this figured out now, how to get rid of this. And the problem I'm running into is that no dealership or anybody wants to touch it. So this is an OEM headlight, but the person that had it before me painted it the same color as the car, which I think looks great. I mean, if we go over here and look at the other one, you can see that looks pretty good. I mean, that's a good looking headlight. There's nothing wrong with it. But because of that, I'm having problems now getting this one taken care of. So with COVID and everything that's going on, we're trying to get that taken care of, and what I've basically found is trying to get an OEM headlight is a pain in the butt. So what we're going to do is I ordered 2. I don't know when I'm going to get them, unfortunately. I'm just kind of playing the waiting game on that one. Whenever they come in, they will be black. That's just the way they come. I actually think it's going to fit good with the black and blue paint scheme that I got going on with the car. So that's to be determined. That's not going to be a pricey or that's not going to be a cheap thing. It's at least for a headlight. If it was your Ford Focus, it probably wouldn't be a whole lot, but because it's a Dodge Viper, it's going to be expensive. So we're kind of waiting on that. The other thing we're working on, we got some BC coilovers here. Ordered those, weeks ago. Again, with COVID, didn't know when they were going to come in. It was estimated anywhere between 3 and 6 weeks. It took about 4.5. They came in. I called a performance shop over in Indianapolis to be able to install those, and there's not a really good performance shop in my area, so I'm going to have to drive the Viper to Indianapolis, but they're going to put that on there and help get rid of this massive gap in the front. I hate this gap. It drives me nuts. The stance of the car is really good, but that just bothers me. So we're going to try to get this car about 2 inches lower is my goal. So it is going to be looking aggressive, but I think it's going to improve the overall stance of the car. So that's probably the next thing that's actually going to be done is going to be the coilovers. However, ironically enough, today I took the Viper for its very first oil change, 11 quarts of oil. I'm just underneath 3,000 miles on it for almost 10 months. So, it's not like getting driven a lot. It's kind of going through its honeymoon phase. I drive it maybe once a week for about 20, 30 miles, and that's it. This is September, about to be October, so the car is about to be garaged for the rest of the year. But so we did the oil change, and during the 39,000 mile inspection, so I actually did hit 39,000 miles recently. We've got some work to do on the back end as well. There happens to be a leak somewhere with the rear axle. Apparently it's really small. The car is drivable. Just not recommended that I track it. So they said I can just drive it, but that they recommend I get that taken care of at some point. So that's got to be done. And then the rear sway bar is actually got some links that are loose. So we got to get those replaced. So we're looking at the back end getting worked on too here again, and again because of COVID and parts. I actually have to go in next week to order those parts separately, and then whenever they come in is whenever I can actually get the car taken care of on the rear end. The other thing that we've done with the car, we've blacked out the side, and we've also blacked out the back here. So as you can tell, the car looks way more aggressive. I'll get another video in the daylight so you can see it. I think it looks a lot better. But with the black top, the black rims, the black accents on the car, the black emblems, the blue paint job, looks phenomenal. The other thing that we are working on currently as well, so since I've gotten the bumper looked at now, and we figure out what's going to go on, I went to a different place in town. It's actually a collision place. They can actually fix the bumper. So I initially thought that I was going to buy a whole brand new bumper. Turns out I'm not going to have to buy a brand new bumper. They're actually going to take it off, completely resand it, make sure it looks really good, make sure they can get it flat, looking clean. Then they're going to repaint it, rebrand it, and then I got to go back to the PPF shop and get it redone there and get it paint corrected and ceramic coated. So I'm looking at a bunch of steps there as well just to get this car back to the way it should be, which is fixed headlight, fixed bumper. We're going to improve the stance of the car. We've got it actually coated. We've got it tinted. We pretty much have the stance of the car the way that I want it at this point. While I'm getting the bumper done, though, I went ahead and told them I want to go ahead and yank the center console out. I want to yank out the slits behind the seats, and I want to paint those the matching blue of the vehicle. The biggest knock I have on this car is without a doubt the interior. It drives me absolutely nuts. This is an amazing vehicle. If I give the vehicle, the outside and the performance, we're talking 8s, 9s out of 10s for the most part. If you're biased, maybe even higher. The interior is getting like a 3 or 4. It's just that low quality. The seats are comfortable and everything, but just the materials used do not match up on the inside with the exterior of this car. Some of that's a little bit of the history behind the car, but I want to make it look a little better. So we're going to paint match the center console and the slits in the seats, and we're going to give a little bit of blue pop on the interior, so that way when the car top is down and we're driving it in the summer, nice weather, it really looks sharper even when you drive by somebody. And then the final thing we're going to do, whenever I go get my coilovers put on in Indianapolis, I'm going to sit down with that shop and we're going to try to figure out a way to improve this bad boy's performance. So for the most part, this car is completely stock. I absolutely love it. I think it sounds great, but I want to try to eventually get full bolt-ons, and I want to get Bellinger headers all the way back. I want to try to get this sounding mean, aggressive, and give it some good quality oomph and really have some fun with it. And then hopefully after all that's done, I know part of the headers and stuff, we're going to get it tuned. I really want to get it tuned in to where if I ever want to try to put a supercharger or a turbo on this car, we're pretty much ready to go except for that last piece. So the goal is to get the car ready for either a turbo or supercharger. I'm unsure what I'm going to do yet. I'm leaning towards supercharger on this car. But that's kind of the goal with the vehicle, is to try to get, it'd be nice if it was pushing close to 600 horsepower at the wheels, and then dropping the stance. I've pretty much, by the fall, I'm going to have the car looking the way that I want it to look, from stance and all that kind of stuff. Paint fixed, headlights done. The exterior and the interior will pretty much be done. I'm going to dress up some little things here and there and buy some new floor mats and that kind of stuff, but that's not really important or exciting. Pretty cheap stuff to do in the winter that when you're not driving the car. So, in the next year and a half, I don't see why it's not, possible that we've pretty much got this thing ready for the turbo or the supercharger or whatever we choose to go with at the time. And I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to give an update on the vehicle. It has been quite some time. I had a free evening, thought I would make a film. I've been through a lot with this car already. It's been a blast to drive. I'm almost through my whole first year of ownership with it, and the amount of work and time that I've put into this car has been a lot. So I also forgot to even mention that I bought brand new tires for it as well within a couple months of owning it. So, we've really just taken a lot of time to get this car where it should be. It is my dream car, and I don't know if I will ever sell it, so I'm trying to make it, let's plan as if I'm not going to sell it, and if I choose to sell it, somebody's going to really be able to just jump right in and play and have some fun with it, and then have a really unique vehicle. So, it's my 2004 Dodge Viper update video. If you really like the video, just let me know. I will tell you right now, I'm not a car guru. I do not know everything about cars. All I know is I love this car. I know a little bit, and it's honestly just a little bit about my car. I don't really know anything probably about your car. So if you have any suggestions on what we can do to the 2004 Dodge Viper that's relatively reliable and will make the experience of owning the car more enjoyable, I am definitely all ears. Please leave me something in the comment section. I'd love to hear what it is. And I will get another video of this in the sunlight, so we can kind of look at it in the sunlight, and we'll drop the top and kind of all that kind of stuff, and kind of show the progresses. So, like I said, I believe the next thing that's going to be happening to the car, it sounds like, is probably going to be the coilovers, or maybe the slight maintenance work that was discovered with my oil change, depending upon when parts come in. So as that happens, I will let you know, and we'll just walk you through the step of this car, and hopefully you get to see a car come to life. It's already amazing, but we just got to try to get the little things together, and I think it's just going to be that much more enjoyable to ride. So thanks for checking in, and we'll see you on the next Viper video at some point.